This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. We're very privileged to be invited round the new crib of WBO middleweight champion Billy Joe Saunders.
The Gypsy crib, yeah.
I remember the last cribs thing we done. It was in a shed, wasn't it?
Yep.
Where you used to live.
No, it was in the caravan.
That's right. So since you become world champion, you've
Just upgraded a little bit, yeah.
upgraded a little bit.
Nothing too big, mate. Just a mobile, to say.
But you're still the same person.
I'm still the gypsy. I'm still the gypsy, whatever you want to call me, the gypsy pikey.
It's a bit racist.
I've said it though, haven't I?
Bit racist though towards other gypsies, travellers.
Not really. That's defence for them, really.
Just because you are a gypsy doesn't mean you can use those sort of terms, especially on now. We've got other travellers that watch IFL that might find that offensive.
They might do, or they might think, oh well, it's Billy Joe saying it's alright.
Possibly.
I think that's what I think.
Right, on a serious note, you were there at Wembley Arena over the weekend. Must have been quite hard for you. You've become good friends with Nick Blackwell since your fight, and you're very close with him. The current situation, we understand, is still stable in hospital. But it was a tragic thing that happened, Bill.
It was. Listen, first of all, I'd like to say, it's boxing. Nobody thinks it's ever going to happen to them. Nobody thinks I think it's never going to happen to me, but we just don't know. We do not know. That's the game we're in. It looked worse on the night, and some people make bigger things out of it than what it probably actually is. It's an induced coma. That's to give his body a rest. He hasn't slipped into a coma. They've got to try to. They're trying to get him out. They've put him in that to give his body a rest. But on this, I'm hoping. I spoke to a member of his family, and I'm going to go up there and visit the hospital tomorrow. That I'm hoping that we're all hoping that he's gonna be alright. And Nick's a strong kid. You know what I mean? He's a real gutsy fella, as we see the other night. He wouldn't stop throwing punches, and he would have went to the final bell. He would have found something to go to that final bell. So I'm happy Victor Lockman called in the doctor when he did. I mean, the deciding point here is that people seem to get it misunderstood that other people had his welfare interest. Victor Lockman saved his life, I think, because he called the doctor in at a crucial time.
The fight was obviously stopped in the 10th round for a swollen eye. So at that point, no one was to foresee what was going to happen a few minutes later after Chris Eubank had his hand raised. So in hindsight, we could say the corner could have pulled him out, or the fight could have been stopped maybe a couple of rounds beforehand. Do you believe it should have been stopped a couple of rounds beforehand?
Or we could have said, let him go to the final bell, all had a cracking fight and all clapped their hands. Should have, would have, could have, didn't. It's one of them things. We can all have opinions. Do I think that it should have been... He was taking he took a couple of shots in round 7. But do I think a man should be stopped when he's still throwing punches back? And he was still throwing punches back. No. If a man's taking a bad one-sided beating, and the other's not throwing anything back, and he had a big swelled eye, blood everywhere, then I'll say, time to stop it. I probably would have liked to seen it because of the situation he's in now, stopped 2 rounds earlier. But it wasn't. But as I say, he was still throwing back. You can't blame the trainer. The trainer knows Nick better than the referee.
Absolutely.
The trainer knows Nick inside and out better than the referee. He spends time in and out of him. So if the trainer thought he was still strong and he was going to bring something out the bag, so everybody else. And he's a good trainer, Gary Lockett. And like you said, KUGAN, you've seen him stop a few fights. So, it's one of them freak accidents, if you want to call it.
We was on the radio, and there was the guy called Peter Hamlin, who's a neurosurgeon specialist. He said that stats say that more people, end up in hospital after title fights because of the magnitude of the fight, I suppose, the intensity. Do you agree with that? That's with what's on the line?
No, I don't agree with that.
Do you believe it? Sorry, so I'm going to counter that. So do you believe that this could happen in any fight?
This could happen in kickboxing. This could happen in MMA. This could happen in boxing. This could happen in horse racing. This could happen in F1, motorbike racing. This is a sport. A cricketer died. We had a person playing cricket and he died. Did he get struck by the ball?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really want to label that, but I know a cricketer did die.
I know a footballer died.
Footballer died. Listen, this is sport. This happens. People need to stop saying, "Oh, it's boxing," because you're having physical contact. It's much danger. All right, you might put yourself in a little bit of a risk category, yeah, but this is the game. You look at all these top American fighters. Look, Kugan, the way you got to look at it. How many fights is there per year? Every show in England. How many fights would you sound like every show? Let's say, what would they be per year? 800 fights?
Yeah, I mean, there's shows in the country every week.
Every week.
Every week. So if you're looking at sometimes 2 shows, sometimes 3 shows, sometimes 4 shows up and down the country.
10 fights on each, probably, more 15. Let's just say a year. Let's just keep it to around 1,000.
Okay.
How many people go to hospital out of them 1,000 and get put in a coma? Not every year happens. This happens frequently, very often. But when it do, it puts a black cloud over our sport, doesn't it? And same was with I keep banging on about it. Horse racing, fall off, break your neck, you're gone. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them things. It's just an accident, and it's like I said. It's put a cloud over our sport for a bit. Why everyone's concerned about Nick, but I'm sure when Nick comes out of it and makes a statement, his heart's too big for his body, Nick. Trust me, I've boxed him, sparred with him, I've seen him fight, but there was I don't know. There was just something missing there with him. There was a little something missing there with him that night. And that he's normally a lot he's busier than that as well. He never just walks forward like that. There was just something, I don't know, it could have been a fight occasion. I don't know, I'm not his coach, but that wasn't the best Nick Blackwell.
There was some footage that emerged as well during one of the rounds of the Eubank corner, where Chris Eubank Snr was seen to be telling Junior to go for the body and not the head. And let me just hold on before you go. And some of the media picked up on it as advice that, or portrayed it to be advice that Eubank Snr was giving to Eubank to do sort of compassionately rather than strategically. What do you make of that?
I think that's shit, because anybody with a pair of ear holes and eyes can see that his dad was concerned that his son was going to be on the end of a wrong decision. His dad was saying about the fight could go this way in that clip. The referee ain't going to stop it. And the reason why his dad said throw to the body, because Chris hit him some good shots to the head and he was still standing. And Chris was thinking, what have I got to do here? That's what Chris was thinking. What have I got to do to stop him? So his dad suggested body. That was never, ever, ever. If he was that concerned, KUGAN, about Nick Blackwell's wealth, and he really thought something like this was going to happen, if that was me, and my son was doing that to someone, and I was concerned for that fella's life, I'd say to my son, right, you're winning this fight, but I'm going to stop it because no one else ain't going to stop it. I'm going to stop this fight. And then and that is on a serious note. I don't care what prize it is. There's nothing's more important than another man's life. So if he thought that, why didn't he pull his son out? Because it's only a sport. We're not here to put people's lives in danger, and that's the truth. So why didn't he do that?
It's also been suggested, obviously, because of what happened with Chris Eubank Snr 25 years ago, the situation he was in, subconsciously, maybe that was playing on his mind, but you don't believe that at all. You just believe it was to do with a tactic to go to the body rather than anything else. Most
definitely. That was definitely not to save any harm for Nick Blackwell. 100%. That was to say, right, he's a tough kid, he's taking some big shots here, you've hit him with your best, you've not moved him to the head, switch to the body. That's all that was. And anybody else who believes any different, you need your brain testing also.
You were there at ringside, you were commentating for Channel 5 that night, and I wasn't there, but obviously I saw clips of Eubank Jr. Sort of making gestures to you during the fight, and then after the fight. What was actually being said to you?
He was doing the wanker gesture. So that's what we all are. My team is wankers. No, listen, like I said earlier on, Cook, it's business, innit? He was just doing a little bit of showboat and trying to get the crowd going. Saying that I'm next, but he's turned the fight down now twice. So I'm not really going to waste my time sitting around the table with him again. Look, people go on, why do I mention Eubank? I don't mention him. If I'm on Twitter, somebody keep mentioning Eubank. If I'm in an interview, someone will keep mentioning Eubank. If I'm at a boxing show, someone will keep mentioning Eubank. Wherever I'm at, someone asks me to mention Eubank. So I talk about it. Then people go, oh, you're going on about it. And when I'm at the boxing show, like Channel 5, yeah, I'll give him a lot of stick and Team Eubank a lot of stick because I was there. Do you know what I mean? I was just there, so I did it. But everywhere I go, people keep mentioning Eubank. So I talk about it, then people get sick of me talking about it, because I get sick of talking about it myself. But I just get asked them questions.
Does it... I mean... The fights, obviously, talks have been had about a rematch. He went down that British title route. He could have gone down the route with you or with Danny Jacobs. We'll come on to that later on. But are you saying that there isn't a chance of a rematch if the numbers are right for you, if it works for you? You'll rematch him, no problem?
KUGAN, look, I know, and Eubank knows, even though I don't like the boy, he don't like me. But we both know the money that we both can earn from a rematch. We both do. But sometimes, politics get in the way. And I don't know who they think they are or what, but every time they sit around the table, they talk like they are the world champion. Even before I was world champion, they was talking like they was the next Muhammad Ali, and we want this, we want that. I'll give them everything on the first fight, everything their way. They didn't turn up at press conference, I still carried on. I'd give them no rematch clause, everything their way. And got the fight done and beat him. But, now I'm world champion, I've got a lot of other options. Like you said, we'll get on to it in a minute. Another world champion wants a fight, so-called world champion. I got like the Golovkin fight, hopefully in July time. I've got Canelo Alvarez Khan. My lawyer also works with Khan, and there's been chats behind the scene that if he comes through, and I know that that the management team and that got good contacts in Frank in America for the and with Golden Boy for Canelo. So there's a load of options. There's probably 4 big options for me. Big fights in the summer. People going on about Burzak. All right, yeah, Burzak. Let's face it. I'm going to tell the truth. Burzak is a tough game, but he's rubbish. Yeah, he is. He's shit. But who else can I bring for a big fight in the copper box? Because Frank Ryan ain't going to go, here, Billy Joe, there's a bag of money. I'm going to lose a bag of money. Let's bring in whoever here and sell 6,000 tickets. Where else can I put a big show on? There is nowhere else. It's the wrong time of year for it. But in July, there's no excuses. We can rent whatever stadium we want. Emirates, West Ham, Wembley Arena. You know, if the right fight's made with the right undercards, there's options. Do you know what I'm saying? But but Max Berzak, it is what it is. He's Max Berzak. He's been beat 3 times. I should play ping pong with him. That's the truth. If I don't, then obviously I'm not the world champion I think I am.
But, I mean, this is a first defence for you. And like I said, it was going to be someone who was ranked in the top 15 of the WBO. And looking through that WBO rankings yourself, I mean, Tommy Langford's ranked at number 4. Quite a few places ahead of Berzak. But if you'd sort of pick someone else in that sort of top 15, I'm sure you would have got the same sort of...
Well, look, I got Turo Johnson added to me in the paper, right? I looked at top 15. Tommy Langford is a good fighter, but he needs 3 or 4 more fights. He needs to be... he needs that one... I'll tell you what he needs. He needs... At the time, when I had the Gerald Fletcher fight, that was the test. He needs one of them testers. Comes through that, another test, then maybe 2 or 3 fights, and he's there. But I got handed a paper. Turo Johnson, Max Berzak, Nassam Nadam.
Hassan
Nadam, which is a good boxer. And there was somebody else. But with Hassan Nadam, he got destroyed by Lemieux, and I mean destroyed, right or wrong. He got destroyed. So if I brought him over, I was going to get that. I thought I was going to get some sort of stick. Turo Johnson, he had an injury. There was Martin Murray for that show. But listen, Martin Murray is a warrior. He fights anybody. But my personal opinion, and I think Martin will say the same, he just can't do the weight. He can't do 11 stone 6. That's my opinion. So he couldn't do I don't think he could do the weight. And Berzak. Now, the only body that I would love to fight Martin Murray out of all of them, because obviously he's the best and it'd be a good attraction and more money for me. But he couldn't do the weight, I don't think. Then you got the fellow who took him 12 rounds. Got beat, but it took him 12 rounds. He beat Nick Blackwell. So yeah, he's got a couple of good wins on his records. I thought, all right, I'll have him because he's the hardest out of the bunch. And it's what it like I say. It's a copper box. You know what I mean? Just put it at your goal if you want. It don't make a difference to me. It is what it is. But my main goal is I want big fights, and I want a big fight in the summer. A big fight. I don't want a fight where I'll tell you, like, I'll use an example. Kell Brook. How frustrating must he be? He knows how good he is. I know how good... Well, I don't need to say I know how good he is. Everybody knows how good he is. But he's either extremely getting avoided bad, or Mr. needs to step his game up. And I say, I don't want to be... I don't want to keep fighting. Like, I want to fight. I want to see how good I am. And that's the reason why, KUGAN, is I want Golovkin. I want to fight the Golovkins because... At my best, now I'm world champion, you don't understand the confidence boost it gives you. So at my best, will I beat him? I don't know, put me in there. That's the reason why I want to get in there and try, but I'll have confidence and belief I'll beat him. And I want them big fights, so let's make it happen.
1 second. Sorry, just pick it back up there. My card was running out.
That's very, very unprofessional.
So, okay, so you're saying Max Berzak is what it is. It's your first defence.
I should slap him up.
You should do, but don't take your eye off the ball.
KUGAN, I'm not taking my eye off the ball, mate. I know I'm going to slap him up. It's just... He's Max Burzak. I'm very fit already. I'm in good shape. He is Max Burzak. Slap, 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 slap. Back to Ukraine. Bring over the next one. It's one of them things, Kogan. But I'm not. All jokes. I'm not overlooking him. But listen, if I don't slap, slap, slap him, then I need to slap, slap, slap him, and I won't have any more belts. So I'll be stupid to overlook him.
But one thing we do know is that he's obviously coming here. He ain't coming here to sort of make up numbers, if you like.
No, he's coming here. No.
He's
Listen,
coming
he's
here.
coming
He
here
wants your title.
100%. He's going to come here and he's going to punch thin air. That's what he's going to do. He's going to come here and punch completely thin air. He's going to be punching air all night. And I mean, not my head of air.
Do you not think you're being a little bit dismissive of your opponent?
No, I'm not.
There?
But listen, people's talking about him like he's shit, so I'll talk about him like he's shit as well. You know, if the public's thinking he's shit, I should think he's shit. But I'm not training for him like he's shit, trust me.
Oh, I bet you're not. Actually, I know you're not. So,
well, there you go.
Danny Jacobs called you out on Twitter.
He called me on Twitter. Listen, let me put this straight. First of all, I've got a lot of respect for him, for what he's been through, and what he's come through, and where he is today. People just don't come through that and do what he's done. So obviously he's got some fight in him. But is he? Would I get that belt around my waist and think I'm a 2-time world champion? It's like winning the WBO Intercontinental and thinking you're the full world champion. It's not the case, is it? To be fair.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not the case. You know, he's the man behind the man. So, I think he's a good fighter. Obviously, good last performance against Quillen. But, I don't know. Listen, I'll fight him. Listen, I'll fight him, but why not? Why would I want to fight him for this and I can fight Golovkin for whatnot else? And I know Golovkin will have the fight in a heartbeat. Everybody knows.
Also, I'm not sure that it would be sanctioned as a unification fight between a WBO champion and a WBA regular champion.
Well,
would
he? Well, hang on, let me ask this question. Being that's the shoes on that foot, would he prepared to come to England?
That again, I'm not sure.
Or because he's the world champion, do we want it in America? I've got no problem going to America. But, like I say, let's just get it straight as well, Kogan. Let's these Americans keep offering me shit money to fight as well. People keep saying about I got offered $4 million to fight Golovkin. If I got offered $4 million to fight Golovkin, I'll bring him to the copper box and I'll fight him there in a few weeks' time. It's a load of shit. Honestly, I swear to God it is. It's a load of shit. They offered me $1.5 million, which is what? To go in someone's backyard, right? Now, it'd be different if I'm not the champion. All right, Lemieux done it. But look where Lemieux is now. Scratching his ass with no belt, no ranking, no world title fights. What's he doing? What's that going to take him? Not even £1 million. Right, so, all right. Can he retire for life for that, do you reckon?
Depends how he lives, but...
Yeah, I know, but listen, for one, he can't go, right here, my mum and dad's life's set, my family's life set there, my life's set. You can't do that. Boxing's about securing your family's life. It's too hard of a sport. Look what happened the weekend. People think I'm going to keep getting it. I've got where I'm at today. If I was sitting here now, not world champion, with no belt, and I got offered that with the Golovkin, I'll be on the next plane over. Because it's my chance. But I had my chance against Andy Lee and I took it. So now I want to be rewarded. Not fucking go over to HBO. At the minute they're trying to make him into the next Mayweather, big attraction. And if you did beat him by 2 or 3 rounds over there, you're going to get robbed. You're not going to get the decision. But bring him over here. Let Golovkin come here. Because I've got to have... Listen, Golovkin's going to be the hot favourite. I've got to have one thing my way. Just one. That's all I want. Just one thing my way. And the only one thing I want my way, home advantage. That's the only thing. So I'm not going to go over to America and be beat before I get in the ring with him. People will say, oh, Billy Joe said Golovkin to beat Chris Eubank and you and whatnot. Yeah, I did say that. But that's to get in your opponent's head. If he's sitting there saying, I can beat Golovkin, I can beat Golovkin, I'm going to say that to get in his mind games, tactics. But people take it like I believe it meant it. Beforehand, did I think I could beat him? Did I need 18 months to build? That's what I said when I was around that table. So I reckon 18 months to 2 years and I'll be ready for him. I boxed Eubank a year and a bit ago. Let's say 13, 14 months. And in that 13, 14 months, I've become world champion. My confidence has gone up again. Another gear. So, I do believe I can beat Golovkin. But there's only one thing I want, is his home advantage. Just one. Not asking for a lot. And obviously, I know over here, I'm going to get a lot more money than going to fucking America.
What did you make of Carl Froch's comments that he said?
Carl Froch's comments. I didn't...
So, Carl Froch is basically saying that people talk about Golovkin, etc. He said he believes that anyone Golovkin's fought, you would beat anyone on his resume.
For one, I'll take it as a compliment. For two, I'll make him right. Who wouldn't I beat that he's beat? Lemieux, who comes running forward with little arms. My 5-year-old's got longer arms than him. Swinging and hooking, alright, he's strong. Golovkin just got him Bryant a jab and busted him up. Apart from that, who has he boxed? Alright, Martin Murray. But styles make fights. Martin Murray's a good strong man. Do I think I'll beat Martin Murray? Yeah, I do think I'll beat Martin Murray. So really, Martin Murray and Lemieux is the only two he's boxed. What you can say. And Martin Murray took him 11 rounds. And Martin Murray ain't a pacey fighter, is he? He don't come out pacey. He's just in front of you. He'll stand. He's not the biggest of punchers. Not saying I'm a big puncher, but I'm a bit more busy and sharper than Martin Murray.
Other opponents he's faced, Willie Monroe Jr., Matthew Macklin.
But name one who would beat me out of all them.
I think you against Murray is.
But listen, Kugan, what you got to understand is, Martin Murray balling down to 11 stone 6. Let Martin Murray box Golovkin at 12 stone. I'll bet you'll be a hell of a lot of a different fight. 100%. Golovkin wouldn't have his own way like he did when Martin Murray was 11 stone 6. Martin Murray's a big man for 11 stone 6. When you see Martin, he's a big man for 11 stone 6.
Moved up to super middleweight now.
Well, listen, he's going to end up light heavy again because he was light heavy before he come down to middle. That's what he will end up. He'll end up a light heavyweight. I think he'll finish his last few fights off a light heavyweight. But look, you know what I mean? It's one of them things. I know I'd beat everybody on ECV. Everybody. I know my own heart and mind. And get home advantage. Imagine back in England here, me at my best, knowing that I cannot bring anything. I can't afford to make one mistake, and bring anything but my absolute best in front of 80,000 in my own backyard. It's going to take a very, very good man to beat me. Please believe me. I don't know what I can do till I'm in with that calibre of opponent.
You reckon you'd do 80,000?
I reckon if... Let me just put it... Listen, my opinion. They're trying to get the Klitschko fight, Fury fight in England. I can't say too much because I don't know too much into it, but I've heard Frank Warren's in talks with the Furies. So imagine this, and I don't know where they're trying to get it. Arsenal, Emirates, Manchester, Wembley, I don't know. But imagine this. Let's just use the term Wembley. Wembley Stadium. What do you think that Klitschko and Fury would do at Wembley? Just off the top of your head. What do you think? Comfortable?
It'd definitely do over 60,000, I think.
It'd do over 60,000?
I believe so. Klitschko Fury at Wembley. Listen, 80,000, right, so Froch Groves was about somewhere between 70 and 80. Wasn't quite 80, wasn't quite 70, so it sits somewhere in between 70 and 80,000.
Right. So it sets in there, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
But you're asking me what it would comfortably do, not...
Klitschko, if you're comfortable, what do you think?
I think it clears 60,000. Whether it reaches 80,000 or not, we'll have to see. But
all right, listen, all right, let me say this.
I think it would clear.
Let me say this. Let's say 50,000.
Yeah.
Put me and Eubank at, for example, Eubank at, or Golovkin at West Ham. Would it sell the 40,000?
Yes.
Put that 40,000 at Wembley, as well as the Klitschko. That's your 80,000.
Okay. But if you're talking about doubling up with Klitschko Fury, yes. But I'm talking about you as an event with Golovkin.
Yeah, but
just as a sole event.
A sole event, yeah, but you wouldn't. Yeah, obviously you would.
But you could stick that in a stadium, definitely.
100%.
What stadium?
I'm not saying put us in Wembley. We're going to go and do 80,000. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying you put them two sort of fights on. You're guaranteed to do that.
Of course, 100% you'd be guaranteed
and
to.
My gathering is just that's what people's working on. Don't get me wrong, they've got a long way to go till they get it, but you know, people's in talks. Everybody's in talks. Everybody.
All right, but before that, you've got the Copper Box on April the 30th to deal with first.
Yeah, obviously.
And I know you're saying you're going to slap.
Slap.
Sorry, slap.
Yeah.
But you've got to do it first, so...
No, listen, KUGAN, there's obviously just winning, but then there's got to be winning. There's no scraping through, you've got to look like a world champion. And that's my plan. Max Burzak, he is what he is. Put his hands up, come forward, 1-2 wide to the body, and finish with the hook to the head. You just wind him up, he does the same thing. If I can't deal with that, then how am I going to deal with Golovkin?
True.
Listen, let me tell you, if I believe I'm confident enough to beat Golovkin, I'm really extremely overly confident, I'll stop Max Burzak.
Okay.
That's just my output.
That's just your humble opinion.
That is just my humble opinion, KUGAN.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, we've done a good half hour here, Bill. Unless you've got anything else to add.
No, look, KUGAN. Normally, you know, I'm normally adding everything, but you know, I just want to say that everybody, I like everything I've been hearing about the Nick Blackwell situation. Like everybody's brought him in the family. They're going for a tough time at the minute. And I know that there's a foundation on for him, which I think is very, very good. And Adam Amachi put it on. I think he started it.
Adam Amachi, yeah, absolutely.
So fair play to him. Everybody get bright and start donating. When I go and see Nick, hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully I can hopefully he'll be around for a word, please God. Everyone's been praying for him. So, and also I think people just need to try to, you know, take the blame off boxing a little bit for it. Let's not keep blaming it on boxing. I think people just need to, you know, realise that it's a sport and it happens everywhere. You know, I thank God that we still got Nick. So it's not like he's gone. He's never the same Nick. He's this. Trust me, I know that he'll be around and he'll be okay. I know he will.
Certainly hope so. All right, Billy Joe Saunders, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. You didn't even offer me a cup of tea this morning.
Thank you. Oh, we've got no milk. That's all we'll offer you tea. You can have black tea.
Why black tea?
Because when I'm in training, I'll give up all milk and whatnot else. And I'll give up sex as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll give up sex. I'll give up... I didn't used to give up sweets, but I'll give up sweets, all sugar. But sex is hard to give up. Yeah. But I'll give it up.
Especially for a pervert like you.
Well, listen, I'll give sex up for 4 days before the fight.
I don't even know what to say. It's a nice new car you got out there, by the way.
Yeah?
Hmm.
The crib. Do you want to take it? Do you want to take it for a spin?
Not really. I'm never getting in the car with you ever again.
What for?
After that Periscope thing.
You can do why have I seen you do a live Facebook feed? I haven't seen you do one.
I don't know how to do it. Do you know what? What's the time? Because I've got going to Frankie boy. What's the time?
Who's your best mate? Truth. Who's your best mate? Is it Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren?
Neither of them are my best mates. I like Frank and I like Eddie.
Who do you like the best?
Don't know. Sometimes I think Frank, sometimes I think Eddie. Depends what sort of mood I'm in. Or depends whose show I'm at, actually.
So you're giving a fake opinion, you're only using people for the shows?
No, so if I'm...
So basically, Cole Frotch, George Groves, you was sucking Eddie off. I know you was for tickets, yeah? Tickets. You didn't want to work that night. You was trying to be a spectator. And I remember the Eubank and me fight. You was literally tickling Frank Warren's balls again. It all depends what big show someone got. If one of the promoters got a big show, you do tickle the balls. I got some Eddie Hearn. See the chat me and Eddie Hearn was having on Twitter about you.
Yeah, I saw it. It's old and it's boring. And
you didn't
all I'm
like
going to
it.
say...
I'll tell you what though, Kugan, you didn't like it, mate.
Well, I didn't say anything.
Well, you did say a couple of things, mate,
remember.
And it wasn't really
It's irrelevant.
pleasant.
It's irrelevant to me, right? Listen, you stick to your job, right?
Yeah.
You stick to people like Max Burzak
and you stick to tickling.
And ducking Golovkin, right?
See, here he goes again. He's using his term.
No, I'm just saying.
Upset 'cause I'm using the word tickling.
Listen, you stick to, like I said, you fight Max Burzak in the 30th, you avoid Golovkin in the summer, and we're all good.
Listen,
we're all good.
Me and Golovkin, what I'm gonna have to do is hit me with a baseball bat if Kugan keeps saying this. Well, I'm gonna have to bring a bat in the ring to make it fair.
Listen, you're ducking Golovkin, like I said, and you end up fighting someone ranked 14th.
No,
in the
Robin
WBO.
Deacon I'm going to fight in the summer. Who wants to see the Deacon fight? I was speaking to him, funny enough, the other day. He's trying to, bless him, trying to get a fight on.
I like Robin.
What?
I like Robin.
Why don't you ever do no interviews with him?
We don't see him. When we do see him, we get him on the camera.
Do you know what it is with you, Kugan? You like to keep putting the man in the moment on your camera. You don't like putting the man who no one knows.
That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. We've interviewed boxers.
Listen. Now I know.
No, listen.
We talk,
do you know what?
I'll tell you, hang
talking
on.
absolute
No,
bollocks.
hang on.
Now
Let me listen to this. Now sit down for 1 second. Let me say one more
listen,
thing.
you've got 122 seconds before this runs out.
Let me say one more thing.
Go
yeah?
on.
Let me say one thing.
Sorry, the card ran out.
You ain't even said that, have you?
The card ran out.
Have you just said that?
Oh, it did run out.
Are we live again?
It just ran out, yeah. It just ran out.
Sorry, you had to make a little cut there. Sorry, go on, but carry on.
I'm going to call this uncut and without the cut. Because
Uncut without the cut, trust me.
Some comments. Right, listen, I'm going to leave you with the last word. Be sensible.
Alright.
Be sensible. We're running out of...
Buckle up, this is KUGAN TV CASSIUS show. Go on, carry on, mate. KUGAN, I'm allowed to say that, mate. Go on, carry on.
You can say what you want. I'm just saying.
Alright.
Alright, well, listen, Bill. Thank you very much for talking to IFL TV.
No, thank you very much
And,
for travelling down. And there's not a lot more I can say, mate.
No, absolutely not. Alright, I've got 38 seconds.
Peace out, Team Saunders, Copper Box. Catch you there, B Square.
I hope Burzak watches this video.
Burzak, do you know what you can do, can you? You can go and sit on something that you own, KUGAN. Trust me, you can. Till the water comes out of his eyes.
This encourages Burzak.
I hope it encourages him. He becomes even more forward. I keep busting up the jab, finish him with the left hand, slipping off, bang. Let him come bust him up.
7, 5, 4.
Adios, amigos.
3, 2. One thing I did want to ask you, right, was